The corridor reeked of ozone and burnt metal. Captain Marcus Webb stood at the intersection of 3 passages, his back against the cold bulkhead of the derelict station. Before him, arranged in a perfect semicircle, stood 12 Krath warriors, each one a towering mass of chitinous armor and razor-sharp mandibles that clicked with anticipation. Commander Zixthrall, the largest of them, stepped forward. His translator crackled to life. "Human, you have led us on quite the chase through this forsaken place. Your crew has abandoned you. Your ship has fled. There is nowhere left to run." Marcus's chest rose and fell steadily, his breathing controlled despite the situation. His uniform was torn, streaked with the purple blood of Krath soldiers he'd encountered earlier. His sidearm hung empty at his hip. He'd expended the last charge 3 levels ago. By all accounts, he was finished. "I have studied your species extensively," Zixthrall continued, his voice carrying the confidence of certain victory. "You are weak, fragile. Your bodies break so easily, yet you persist in this futile resistance against the Dominion." He gestured with one massive claw. "The Galactic Council should never have granted you a seat among the civilized races. You are prey pretending to be predators." The other Krath chittered in agreement, tightening their circle. They had him boxed in completely, 11 armed warriors and their commander all within striking distance. Their thermal vision had tracked his heat signature through the station's dark corridors. Their acoustic sensors had followed every footfall. There would be no escape. Marcus tilted his head slightly, studying each of them in turn. Then to Zixthrall's surprise, the human smiled. It wasn't the smile of someone resigned to their fate. It was something else entirely. Something that made the commander's secondary brain instinctively signal danger. "You studied humans," Marcus said quietly, his voice barely above a whisper. "But you didn't study me." Zixthrall's mandibles spread wide in what passed for Krath laughter. "What difference does one human make? You all bleed the same. You all die the same." "That's where you're wrong," Marcus replied. He reached up slowly, deliberately, and tapped the worn insignia on his torn uniform. A circle of stars surrounding a clenched fist. "See this? Know what it means?" The Krath warriors shifted uncomfortably. None of them recognized the symbol. "Before I became a captain, before I joined the merchant fleet, I served in the Terran Marine Corps. Special Operations. Drop Team 7. Marcus's voice remained calm, almost conversational. "We were the ones they sent when diplomacy failed. When stations like this one got overrun by hostiles. When rescue seemed impossible." Zixthrall's confidence wavered slightly. "You're stalling. Whatever unit you belong to cannot help you now." "I'm not stalling," Marcus said. "I'm warning you." The human's hand moved to his collar, pressing something small embedded there. A soft beep echoed through the corridor. Then another. And another. The beeping began to accelerate. "You see, Commander, you made 3 critical mistakes." Marcus held up one finger. "First, you assumed my crew abandoned me. They didn't. They're following my orders. A second finger. Second, you assumed my ship fled. It didn't. It's exactly where I need it to be. A third finger. And third, you assumed this station was derelict." Zixthrall's thermal sensors suddenly screamed with alerts. Heat signatures were appearing throughout the station. Dozens of them, hundreds of them. The walls themselves seemed to be warming up. "What have you done?" the commander hissed. Marcus's smile widened. "This station isn't derelict, Commander. It's a weapons platform. An old Earth-made fortress from the expansion wars, decommissioned and forgotten by everyone except people like me, people who remember where humanity hid its teeth." The beeping had become a continuous tone now. Emergency lighting flickered to life throughout the corridor, bathing everything in angry red. Automated defense systems dormant for decades were coming online. "For the past 3 hours, while you chased me through these corridors, I wasn't running away from you," Marcus continued. "I was running toward something. Every junction, every corridor, every level. I was activating old systems, bypassing security protocols, waking up this sleeping giant." He paused, his expression hardening. "You didn't corner me, Commander. I led you exactly where I wanted you." Zixthrall heard it then, the sound that had haunted Krath nightmares since their first disastrous encounter with human military forces. The distinctive whine of charging plasma cannons, the grinding of armor plating sliding into position, the deep resonant hum of shield generators powering up. "You wanted to know what makes one human different?" Marcus asked. He took a single step forward, and for the first time in his life, Zixthral took a step back. Humans don't just fight to survive, Commander. We fight to win. We turn every disadvantage into an advantage. We make weapons out of anything, even abandoned stations floating in the void. The floor beneath them began to vibrate. Automated gun turrets descended from concealed ceiling hatches, their targeting lasers painting 12 Krath warriors in deadly crimson dots. Marcus looked directly into Zixthral's compound eyes. When he spoke, his voice carried the weight of absolute certainty. Now I'm going to give you the same chance you never gave any of your victims. I'm going to give you one word of advice, Commander. One word that might save your life and the lives of your warriors. The entire station shuddered as its main reactor reached full power. Blast doors began sealing automatically, cutting off every escape route except the one directly behind the Krath formation. Marcus delivered his advice with the calm finality of a death sentence. Run. For a heartbeat, Zixthral stood frozen, his pride warring with his survival instincts. Then the first turret fired, a warning shot that vaporized the bulkhead inches from his head. The decision made itself. The Krath warriors broke formation and fled, their chittering screams echoing through the corridors as automated defenses pursued them through the station. Zixthral himself led the retreat, abandoning all pretense of dignity in favor of pure survival. Marcus watched them go, then calmly tapped his collar again. Web to Defiant. The station is secure and the hostiles are evacuating. You can move in for docking. His first officer's voice came through, tinged with amusement. Took you long enough, Captain. We were getting worried. Never doubted it for a second, Marcus replied. He glanced down at the Krath blood on his uniform, then at the now active defense system surrounding him. Though I'll admit it was closer than I would have liked. He began walking toward the command center, his footsteps echoing in the empty corridor. Behind him, the station continued its automated protocols, hunting the remaining Krath through its maze of passages. Some lessons, Marcus reflected, had to be learned the hard way. Today, the Krath Dominion had learned an important one. Never assume you've cornered a human. Because the moment you think you've won is precisely when humans are most dangerous. After all, humanity hadn't clawed its way to the stars by accepting defeat. They'd done it by turning every trap into an ambush, every corner into a killing field, and every moment of apparent weakness into a devastating reversal. They'd done it by never giving up and never giving in, and that, more than any weapon or warship, was what made humanity truly terrifying to its enemies. That was what made them say, "Humanity, fuck yeah,"